Hello, dear event family. This is Josh. So, the big news from us today is that we are taking a pause. And I want to share a little bit about that, what that means for us, and some deeper context into areas in which you might be able to relate in your own life. And hopefully, there's some value for you there. So, what does it mean for us taking a pause? Well, it's a couple things. The first is it's a time for us as co-creators of the event to give our families and each of our own projects attention and care for the next several months. So the quick question, okay, you might be wondering, okay, is there going to be a next event, a next big event? And that is yet to be officially determined, and that decision is going to happen. We have scheduled a meeting to decide that at the end of September, at the end of this pause. So, secondly, for me, this pause is also a recognition of a deeper process, which I want to share about here. And a recognition that, first of all, our divine source basically created with us and through our community the event in December of last year. It was amazing. More than 120,000 people were attracted to it and were part of that. And there were so many little miracles that happened in that with a deep flow of inspiration. And when you have such a big and juicy expression like that, it's natural to want to do it more and to be more, for it to be more and to reach more people, and for it to grow in different ways and deeply prosper financially and just energetically, be in abundance. But sometimes what we think we want in our human minds is not the divine blueprint. And what we think we want can actually be influenced by unconscious programs which are coming up to be healed at this time. Maybe you can relate programs like not enough or other ways that we subtly attempt to, be the driving force from a good intention, like pushing ourselves, but even coming through that filter, it becomes shaming ourselves into transformation in a way. I know this is kind of getting like deep right off the bat and sort of esoteric and maybe into the processes of inner child healing. But suffice it to say that there's a humility that comes with that, with recognizing that a structure can be built around a certain blueprint, a certain divine inspiration, and the listening is what's key for me. So sometimes there's a lesson in life that makes itself known to those following that well of, say, inspiration from your deepest essence, from divine source, more than the idea that, quote, we need to do such and such, be such and such, continue to grow and grow in specific ways, reach the world, change the world, take it all on our shoulders, various degrees of that, and then make X amount of, money along the way. So what I'm saying basically is that in this state in which we find ourselves in our world at this time, talking about the whole and the individual, I think, what in my opinion, we're being asked to do is whole systems shifts. And we at the event team are basically saying, in the work we are led to do in the world, there must be the divine inspiration and the specific vision first. And if it isn't there in the way that we want it to be there, at this specific now moment in time, we're not going to force it. We're going to recognize the balance, the flow, the will of the one, the other needs in each of our own lives right now, such as family, such as our other projects, other ways in which we can serve. And we ourselves, who are a team of advocates for the whole system shifts that we recognize our world sincerely needs, are going to stop pushing for a moment to pause and actually allow something new to come forth in each of our own projects as leaders, and perhaps and hopefully with the event in the future. And in this time of shifting, underneath it all, in my perspective and experience, is a big, bold, and bright question. What do you want? And this question seems to be up so clearly at the collective level, you could say the level of mankind, and at the individual level. Like, what do you want? If we don't want what is happening, what do we want? From the deepest essence, what wants to come forth individually and collectively? I would invite you to deeply consider this question if you're not already, especially if you're unclear in any area of your life, or if you suspect that what you've been telling yourself what you want, it is not really deeply aligned with your soul as an expression of the one. Then, and if that's the case, then meditate and pray on it. For example, before you go to bed. I invite my soul and my divine source to communicate more with me in clear terms. What are my deepest desires? What do I really want? And in context of, and I think a sub-question of that that's coming up is, who are we really? Who are we really? And I think that what do you want? That question will get you there, per and according to your level of sincerity and integrity. That's what I'm sensing for me. And I should say, like, some of these thoughts are my own. They're not necessarily reflective of like everyone on the team, but this is really what's coming up for me, is like whole system shift. Okay, we talk about it. All these solutions are talking about creating a parallel society and a whole system shift. And that's being asked of, I think, us, in my perspective, our team at the event, and us individually. And that takes a gestation period, right? It takes a moment to pull back and to ask those questions and go deep in oneself. And for me, I think of how Jesus said, you don't put new wine into old wineskins. And nobody puts unshrunk cloth on an old garment, because the new patch will tear the garment when it shrinks. So what does this mean to me? It means that sometimes what's needed is not a gradual and steady evolution and constant growth, but rather something completely new. Sometimes what's needed is not to keep pushing and try to force something, but to honor and listen to the greater flow of life, or the way, or the Tao. And sometimes even within a team advocating for whole systems shifts, the willingness to undergo such a shift in ourselves is needed. So will there be an event again this December? As mentioned, we don't yet know for sure. That which emerges from this pause will inform us. In the meantime, there are two invitations I'd like to share with you. And I just, before that, I just want to encourage you, everyone listening, that, there's an element of trust that's being expressed implicitly in this, is that recognizing and honoring and coming from a place that you are sovereign. You are a sovereign being. And you are being guided by the deepest parts of your being, by your essence, by your source, however you see that, on your sacred way. And that involves sources and of, say, material or voices or community, in ways that, for us to say that we need to provide you with that framework, and we need to take responsibility for that, in my view, is hubris. But I know we're not saying that. Nobody's ever said that. But just to release the responsibility that we have for each other's path, and just to come from a place of trusting everybody, we're all on this sacred path together. Amazing miracles are happening in each of our lives. We're being led to exactly where we need to be, physically and energetically and spiritually, by a force that is both greater than us and truly who we are at the same time. So I just want to affirm that. And me coming into a greater recognition and embracing of that has allowed me to release the burdens that I've been putting on my shoulders to affect change in the world, to affect change in others. It's a shift. It's this inside out shift, and moving, and that is moving, I have noticed, from conceptual to embodied. And as it goes embodied, the experience is it's a real experience. It's not just a concept anymore. So I think this year and this next the next period of time is really, for me, especially a time of allowing that, of really deeply experiencing some of these concepts that we've been talking about for a long time. So, okay, so 2 invitations I'd like to share with you. The first is, if you don't already have it, we invite you to own all 64 sessions from our huge event last December, which is really intended to serve you as a cornerstone for the work and the shift that we're talking about. There are so many areas that we covered, 6 key pillar areas that you can see on the event.global. And as the content really, we feel, is timeless, like we created this event so that most people didn't have a chance to watch all 64 sessions in those 5 days. And we wanted that to be the cornerstone content, so that anytime, as you have time, inspiration, and as the need arises, you can pick up, and view and engage with the content that you're led to, that you're inspired to do so. So you can do that for under $100 at our site, theevent.global. And that will help us cover our ongoing costs even during this pause, like we still have ongoing costs. And that will help you get access to a body of content that you can go through at your own time and as you're inspired. And we know it will bless you and your family. So if you haven't already got it yet, that's available to you at theevent.global. Secondly, know that since we'll be on pause for several months, we won't be sending you regular email updates. But in the email that came today, there's links for you to subscribe to each of our own email updates and content from myself, Devin, Alec, Tara, and Mike, and other Telegram links and social media links. I really encourage you to follow the links for the updates that you resonate with. Maybe it's all 5 of us, and sign up so that we can stay connected during this time. I have a new project that wants to come through, which I think you'll love. And it's just in gestation now, so I can't officially make, announcement or even say exactly what that is. But I can't wait to share it with you when it's ready. So for me, this next phase of our remembering and becoming is about actually walking out this inside out shift, connecting the dots in several topical areas, and coming together in community. So, and that is what I'm dedicating myself to bring forward with you if you resonate. And I want to be clear, like, feeling into the events going forward, there is a very good possibility that we'll all reconnect under the event banner. The link to sign up to my email updates is takebackyourpower.net/subscribe. There's also a link in the email that came out today. And you'll get immediate access there to a short but handy ebook I wrote called 7 Essential Ways to Make Your Home Safe from 5G and EMF Radiation, which I created for the 5G Summit. And then from there, you'll get the updates and notifications roughly 4 times a month. And there's also a link to my Telegram channel in that email. So that's takebackyourpower.net/subscribe. So I love you guys, honor you, deeply honor you, and can't wait to continue the next phase of our journey, our way, hopefully together. So please do follow the links and subscribe and keep in touch. Bless you.
Hey, the event fam. We're putting a pause on some things, which I am actually super appreciative of. I have a lot of transitions happening in my life in the best way. Just moved from Kansas City to the Austin, Texas area, plugged in with community here. If you're in the area, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to link up with you. And we're also working on a lot with Health Freedom for Humanity right now, orienting towards solutions, because I think the majority of people, overwhelming majority of people that follow my work or the work of our organization or the event are already aware of all the problems, and it's great to raise awareness to all that, but what do we do about it? What are we doing? So we have been working on actually a membership thing, and I know that sounds very cliche in this space, like, oh, everyone has their own membership thing, but it's a donation-based membership platform that we've been working on for some time that will launch soon. And the way that donation-based membership platform will run is we will have documentary films, we'll have obviously exclusive podcast episodes, but also actual courses and little mini series on things related to growing your own food, on things related to consciousness, on things related to common law, on things related to possibly cryptocurrency and decentralization. A bunch of different things that are focused on helping people who are searching for solutions after they've come to understand what the problems are in the world, become more sovereign in their own lives and in their community. And this will be a donation-based membership platform, so you'll actually just be able to write it off on your taxes too, which is super rad. So that's what we're working on. That's what I'm working on. So just follow along with us. Go to healthfreedomforhumanity.org and sign up for our newsletter. Stay in touch. Hope you all have an amazing, amazing, amazing summer.
Well, hello there, you beautiful and bold, brave and courageous, powerful beyond all measure, limitless event brothers, sisters, soul family of mine. Reflection. Journeying back in time through the event in 2021 and all the conversations. Reflecting on my weekly meetups with Tara and Alec and Mike Winner and Josh and Cardamone and Katie. As I reflect, not at what's been done, but the spaces and places that have healed and transformed within me. I'm moved to tears. And while I impatiently see the suffering and the pain and the chaos and the discord in the world, I understand that healing takes time. And I'm so grateful and honored to walk alongside you, to be in the now with you. The brave ones, the wild ones, who don't just want to talk about change, but want to be it. Who don't just declare that a new world is possible, that are committed to making the shifts, to creating the changes, to embody the change that we all talk about. Because I don't know about you, but I can only do so much talking before I just drive myself insane. Getting stuck in ideation of what could be instead of feeling it with my own two hands and building it in my home and planting the seeds actively each day with my children and in my practice. I can't stay the same and call out for what could be. And that's what I love about this space, is that we gracefully and patiently hold space for one another to be wherever we are in this journey and just take the next step. Because I am so moved when I hear about Jim Gale and the food forest potentials, but I can only have so many interviews or conversations with the Molly and reading about the farms and the potentials before I go, yeah, but what am I doing here? Who do I need to get connected to in my own community? Otherwise, it's just like a reality TV show that I'm just watching and vicariously living through. I want to look at how I plant the food forest in my own backyard and teach my kids to put their hands in the earth, and that food doesn't come from a grocery store, but in an active relationship with Mother Earth. I can't sit at the screens and Zoom with Dr. Edith and Charles Eisenstein and discuss the potential and possibilities of homeschooling and unschooling and pods and creating these little luminous communities. I can only do so much of that before I feel sad because I'm just watching it and I'm not living it. I can only watch the doctors who have stepped out of traditional healthcare and made the changes in their practices to be a different option for the changing healing process that healthcare and the medical system is going through. Humanity's ready, and practitioners have to shift their ways to show up in that. And I can't just talk about it. I gotta go to my practice and make those changes in the way that I talk to people, in the way that I set up care plans. So the last 6 months they've been dirty. They've been tough. They've been challenging, and they have been so freaking beautiful and awesome and inspiring. And I know that I haven't held each of you in my arms or even gotten to see all of your faces or hear your voices, but I feel you. I feel the 100,000 plus people that have connected. I can feel the light from your heart and soul connecting with mine every time I do one of these recordings. Every time I look back at one of the recordings from our December event, every time we connect in the spring activation we did with Xavier, every time I close my eyes and it all feels big and heavy and impossible, daunting and maddening. I close my eyes and I think of you. I think of this pocket of potential co-created in the event and the event community. And our work has only just begun. But I believe with all that I am, that the bravest and most impactful thing that any of us can do, that we the founders can do, is to get in the middle of it. In our own homes, in our own bodies. What do I need to be doing differently? What do I need to learn about food and water and self-care? What do I need to learn in breath work and meditation? What do I need to learn and activate and implement within me, within my marriage, within my home? Not to talk about change anymore, but to be it. And so we will keep dancing this dance forward. And I look forward to seeing you at Music and Sky. I look forward to seeing you at the Health Freedom for Humanity Symposium. I look forward to seeing you at future virtual events where we can teleport from wherever we are at home into that virtual place where we can use technology as a force for good to keep singing this song forward. Keep going. Keep going. You got this. I got this. We got this. And these recordings and these co-creations will be our time capsule that we get to show our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, that we get to reflect on at the end of our days when our time on planet Earth is done and say, we were there. We were there. When the time came, we rose and we braved each challenge, even though there was no manual, there was no proven process. We didn't numb ourselves. We didn't hide. We chose to shine. We chose to thrive. We chose to live free and sovereign, authentic, genuine, brave lives. I am here for you, and I am a fire element of a human being that came into this project, one version of myself, and I come to June 2022 a far different, improved, enhanced, vibrantly alive and strong version of myself because of you, because of these conversations. And we are only just getting started. If there is anything that I can do to support you, please don't hesitate to reach out. But I've got virtual playgrounds in the build. I've got in-person meetups and ecstatic dance life celebrations in the works for the rest of this year. So I would love to connect with you. And know that you can close your eyes and put your hands on your heart and take a deep breath and know that myself and Alec Zeck and Mike Winner and Tara and Josh and every single person on the creative side and in the community has your back. And you are never alone. You are never, ever alone. So let's keep doing this dance. Let's keep showing up. Let's keep believing and expecting miracles. And when they come, my friends, keep your hearts open to not only expect those miracles, but to accept them. I love you. I look forward to seeing you, playing with you, dancing with you, growing with you very soon. Aho.
Hi, event family. Tara here. So I want to talk about the power of pause. From a Buddhist practitioner point of view, this would be this opportunity. I highlight in bold, opportunity to take a moment and just stop. This is called shamatha, to stop. I think many of us on this planet are going really fast. And many of you might feel like hamsters on a wheel. You don't really know which end is up and which end is down and where you're going. When we take this moment to stop, shamatha, it is an opportunity for vipassana to arise. Vipassana is this space of being able to see more clearly what is really going on. If we are going to move towards our goals, our dreams, a better world that we all can live on, we have to take these opportunities, these moments, and stop so that we can see more clearly where we're going. The universe, universal law, is responding to our thought energy. It's responding to what's going on in the mind. This is called perpetual transmutation of energy. So we've got to get that crystal clarity in the mind. Where are we going? Who's going with us? What is the purpose? Why? So as a team, we made a decision to pause, the power of pause, to take this time, create the internal order, create that internal clarity, so that as a team, we can show up stronger and better than ever. And better is a really good thing. So we're going to take this time to pause. And I hope that you take some time in your life to pause, that shamatha, those opportunities to just stop, to get off the hamster wheel, to see more clearly what's going on in your life, that vipassana, so the vipassana can arise. For me, I'm going to be in this place of service, showing up. Summer is my favorite time of year. I'm like a flower in full bloom. I love the summer. And I am living my dream life. I'm living on the lake. I'm living where I'm thriving. So we're going to be spending a lot of time in the water, entertaining family, friends, events. So my wish for you, whatever you do this summer, is that you're taking in lots of time to pause, time to be jovial, adventurous, maybe more play. This is what I'm going to be doing. And if you need anything, I am in a place of service every day, connecting to Creator, to God. In this day, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? Take care of yourselves, and if you need anything, you know how to reach us. Much love.
Hey, beautiful event family, Mike Winter here. Hope you guys are having a marvelous week on this beautiful paradise we call Earth. I know we are enjoying our summer immensely. Abundance all around, just full of riches everywhere we look. The garden is exploded and the river is so healthy. Couldn't be happier with life right now. I hope you guys are feeling the same. Bit bummed though. It sounds like the event as it is now is taking a break, and for reasons that are necessary for our team and for our community, sometimes this has to happen. And essentially, we want to do the right thing by you guys and by us. And we've made this decision so that we can recollect ourselves and reconnect with what's most important, and then hopefully come back stronger and with a clear direction on what the event is and what it can be. I am very busy and have a lot going on this summer, and hope that you guys can stick with me if you've enjoyed my content and my message. I really hope you can come over and follow me at Alpha Vedic. We do a weekly podcast called AlphaCast, as I'm sure many of you are aware of, since we share that a lot in our newsletter, and it is a great fun time with Dr. Bear Paul Lando. So that's every Thursday at pretty much at live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then also I'm involved with Music in Sky. Oh, with Alpha Vedic 2, we have our the premiere of our documentary, The Magical Land, coming out on Iconic, which is the Ike's network, this Saturday, July 2nd. And you can actually get a free trial to check that out by going to alphavedic.com/iconic. That's ICKONIC. So please check that out. It was a lot of fun to put this together. And this is episode 1 of a 3-year project where we are documenting the growth and evolution of our permaculture farm and everything we're doing with Alpha Vedic. And it's really a great deep dive into the family business, who Dr. Bear Paul Lando is, and a little bit about my story of moving my family out of the city up to the woods on the Smith River and what that journey has entailed. So please check that out if that interests you. alphavedic.com/iconic for a free 10-day trial to experience the Iconic Network and watch that film. Kathy O'Brien also has a new documentary or a new show or something that's just come out on there as well, which I heard is excellent, about her whole journey dealing with MK Ultra and mind control and all that. So definitely some great content on there. Also, Music in Sky, we are making official announcement next week in terms of where it is and everything, but I will just go ahead and say now that it will be the weekend of October 14th through the 17th. So that's technically the 15th is the Saturday, but October 14th through 17th, arrive on Friday, leave on Monday. And it is going to be another magical event of immersion and community. We're really changing the model, decentralizing it more, taking out the VIP status of anybody, less stage talks, more workshops, making it more experiential, more about the community, more about fireside chats, and really connection. And we will have a number of surprises, surprise people just hanging out there, people that were featured on the event as speakers and in some of the roundtable discussions. And those folks will just be hanging out with you, and will be a wonderful, wonderful time. Tier 1 will be dropping, Tier 1 tickets, which will be very limited, and a very good price for what the event is, and considering it's including all farm-to-table meals and a highly curated event. The Tier 1 will be dropping next week to all those who either previously attended Music in Sky, and I believe also to all the event folks who signed up and paid for the event. So definitely want to make sure you're on tap with that, because that's going to be an amazing event, and that is in California. And then last, Cordal has been doing very well. The network has been growing and becoming more and more robust every day. We've had a lot of support from folks like Sayer G, Ernie Hancock, who else? There's a number of bigger names coming on board, seeing the value in Cordal. I'll be doing a show with Sam Tripoli on Tinfoil Hat about it, and blanking on a couple other people that are big time influencers that are now jumping onto Cordal. So that's QORTAL.org, Cordal. Please come over and check it out. You can download the software and start running it. It is a totally parallel system from the traditional World Wide Web. We're using the original intentionality and technology, the open source protocols of the internet, but it's not the World Wide Web. It is decentralized to the core from the ground up, and it incentivizes you to run your own node for the network by giving you rewards with every block, every minute of court. We are about to launch the court, the Q apps, which will include commerce and basically parallel iterations that are completely decentralized and open source of YouTube and Zoom and all of these technocratic systems that people are still using and being spied on by, and having your identity stolen, and they're insecure and feeding the Borg, feeding the wars. Most of crypto is this quote unquote Web 3.0 is actually just feeding into this, as well as it is just trying to fit something that's supposed to be completely alternative into the legacy systems. And that's why we're seeing crypto taking a huge dive right now, because mainstream crypto, which is about 99% of it, is all part of the grander Ponzi scheme of the centralized banking system, the Silicon Valley technocratic system. That's all in cahoots together. They've really co-opted the original intentionality of Satoshi Nakamoto's vision. And unfortunately, even it's looking like BTC is very much controlled now. So we want to look at completely separate parallel systems like Cordal. And so definitely please go check that out. It is a means for us to do commerce and communication and create community online without actually using any of the centralized technocratic systems. It's very exciting. So that's what I've been up to, and just enjoying my summer. Looking forward to getting on doing some trail hikes, doing some overnights up in the mountains. We've got workshops coming with Alpha Vedic. We've got the private Alpha Vedic platform that I've been working on forever. That's launching very soon. So yeah, just super busy working on projects, staying creative, growing food, volunteering as a firefighter. Busy, and loving life. So I look forward to staying in contact. Please find me over at Alpha Vedic on our Telegram, t.me/Alpha Vedic. I'm an Alpha Warrior on there. We're also on Discord at alphavedic.com/Discord. Also, I've been putting out more DJ mixes. You can find me on my SoundCloud at DJ Mike Winner, SoundCloud/DJ Mike Winner. We've been doing some ecstatic dance events, and I will be DJing at this year's Music in Sky. Very excited about that. So thank you guys. Love you so much, and look forward to seeing where this is all going and where this community can evolve and develop into. Okay. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.